Good evening, everyone. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all. I'm sure that today's poetry session will surely stir your imagination and emotions. So, without any further ado, I would like to begin this evening with our very own star, Mr. Siddharth Kak, Vindhya, batch of 63. Siddharth sir will be reciting two poems. The first is Hukamnama by Javed Akhtar, and the second is Barish, a poetic dialogue by Nana Patekar. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank
sir.
you, Namrata. So the two poems that Namrata has mentioned, I think some of you may have heard it earlier. Has anyone heard Naya Hukamnama by Javed Akhtar?
That bit.
Nobody. Okay. But that's good because it is something new. I'm happy about that. And has anyone heard Barish, which Nana Patekar recited?
I
No.
say no.
Wow. So good. I'm happy that you will be able to hear this for the first time. Both are the poems which have influenced me deeply, and both, in a sense, are relevant to the times we live in. And you will get it from the way the poem progresses. So, Naya Hukumnama, यानी कि नया ऑर्डर या प्रोक्लेमेशन बाय जावेद अख्तर कुछ ऐसे चलता है। किसी का हुक्म है सारी हवाएं हमेशा चलने से पहले बताएं कि उनकी समत क्या है, किधर जा रही है। हवाओं को बताना ये भी होगा चलेंगी अब तो क्या रफ्तार होगी। हवाओं को ये इजाजत नहीं है कि आंधी की इजाजत अब नहीं है। हमारी रेत की सब ये फासले ये कागज के महल जो बन रहे हैं, हिफाजत उनकी करनी है जरूरी। और ये आंधी है पुरानी, इसकी दुश्मन, ये सभी जानते हैं। इसलिए किसी का हुक्म है दरिया की लहरें जरा ये सरकशी कम कर ले। किसी का हुक्म है दरिया की लहरें जरा ये सरकशी कम कर ले, अपनी हद में ठहरे। उभरना फिर बिखरना और बिखर कर फिर उभरना गलत है, ये उनका हंगामा करना। ये सब है सिर्फ वहशत की अलामत, बगावत की अलामत। बगावत तो नहीं बर्दाश्त होगी, ये वहशत तो नहीं बर्दाश्त होगी। अगर लहरों को है दरिया में रहना, अगर दरिया को है, अगर लहरों को है दरिया में रहना, तो उनको होगा अब चुपचाप बहना। किसी का हुक्म है इस गुलिस्तान में बस एक रंग के ही फूल होंगे, और कुछ अफसर होंगे जो ये तय करेंगे। यकीनन फूल तो एक रंग होंगे, मगर ये रंग होता है कितना गहरा, कितना हल्का, ये अफसर तय करेंगे। किसी को ये कोई कैसे बताए, गुलिस्तान में कहीं भी फूल एक रंगी नहीं होते, कि हर एक रंग में छुपकर बहुत से रंग रहते हैं। जिन्होंने बाग एक रंगी बनाना चाहे थे, उनको जरा देखो कि जब एक रंग में 100 रंग जाहिर हो गए हैं तो कितने परेशान हैं, कितने तंग रहते हैं। किसी को ये कैसे बताएं, हवाएं और लहरें कब किसी का हुक्म सुनती हैं। किसी को ये कोई कैसे बताए कि हवाएं और लहरें कब किसी का हुक्म सुनती हैं। हवाएं हकीमों की मुट्ठी में नहीं, हथकड़ों में। हवाएं हकीमों की मुट्ठी में, हथकड़ी में, कैद खानों में नहीं रुकती। ये लहरें रोकी जाती हैं तो दरिया कितना भी हो पुरसुकून बेताब होता है। ये लहरें रोकी जाती हैं तो दरिया कितना भी हो पुरसुकून बेताब होता है। और इस बेताबी का अगला कदम सैलाब होता है। ये जावेद अख्तर की पोएम है, नया हुक्मनामा। एक और है जो मैं आपको सुनाना चाह रहा हूं, तो ये आज के हालात पे तो काफी कुछ सही बैठता है शायद। तो बारिश, ये इसमें बड़ा ह्यूमर है, बड़ी आयरनी है। फेक न्यूज मान लीजिए, फेक न्यूज की बातों पे ये एक चीज बनी है, लेकिन वो जब बनी थी तो उस वक्त फेक न्यूज का कोई जिक्र नहीं था, बट इट वाज आयरनी, सटायर। तो ये बात थी कि फिल्म का सीन ये है कि एक फेक सूटसेयर वो बारिश लाने के लिए पुकार रहा है। वो कह रहा है मैं बारिश ला सकता हूँ, मुझे 5,000 रुपए दीजिए। वो कोई कहता है अरे ये तो फेक आदमी है, छोड़ो, जाओ, निकलो इधर, चलो 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 यहाँ से। तो एक छोटा लड़का जो है वो बहुत एक्साइटेड होता है, क्योंकि वो इस आदमी को कहता है अच्छा आप वो बारिश ला सकते हैं क्या। तो वो सूटसेयर उसकी तरफ देखता है और कहता है कुछ हुआ।
We lost your picture for a moment.
So I haven't started the poem, it's all right. तो लड़का जब कहता है कि ये वही बारिश, तो वो जो बारिश वाला, जो लाने वाला है, वो उनकी तरफ देख के कहता है बच्चे को, हाँ मेरे दोस्त, वही बारिश। वही बारिश जो आसमान से आती है, बूंदों में गाती है, पहाड़ों से फिसलती है, नदियों में चलती है, नहरों में मचलती है, कुएं पोखर से मिलती है और खपरेलों पर गिरती है, मोड़ पर संभालती है पर फिर आगे निकलती है। वही बारिश। ये बारिश अक्सर गीली होती है, इसे पानी भी कहते हैं। उर्दू में आब, मराठी में पानी, तमिल में कन्नी, कन्नड़ में नीर, बांग्ला में जोल कहते हैं। और संस्कृत में जिसे वारी, नीर, जीवन, पे अमृत, पे अम्बु भी कहते हैं। और ग्रीक में तो इसको एक्वा प्योरा कहते हैं, अंग्रेजी में इसे वाटर कहते हैं, और फ्रेंच में और केमिस्ट्री में H2O कहते हैं। ये पानी, ये पानी आंखों से ढलता है तो आंसू कहलाते हैं, लेकिन चेहरे पर चढ़ जाए तो रुबाब बन जाता है। हाँ, कोई शर्म से पानी पानी हो जाता है, और कभी कभी ये पानी सरकारी फाइलों में अपने कुएं समेत चोरी हो जाता है। पानी तो पानी है, पानी जिंदगानी है। इसलिए जब रूह की नदी सूखी और मन का हिरन प्यासा हो, दिमाग में लगी हो आग और प्यार की घाघर खाली हो, तब मैं हमेशा ये बारिश नाम का गीला पानी लेने की राय देता हूं। मेरा मानिए तो ये बारिश खरीदिए जी, सस्ती सुंदर टिकाऊ बारिश, सिर्फ 5,000 रुपए। इससे कम में दे आपको कोई तो चोर की सजा वो मेरी, आपकी जूती सर पर मेरी। मेरी बारिश खरीदिए, सस्ती सुंदर टिकाऊ बारिश। जी हाँ, वही बारिश। दिस इज poem recited by Nana Patekar. Thank you very much, guys, for giving me this opportunity of reading these two poems. There is a lilt to it, there's a rhythm to them both, and there's deep meaning. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Would somebody like to discuss it, talk about it, ask
I
some questions?
both of them have, I mean, I have a comment for that, which is basically that both of them in their own ways have a very hard-hitting political comment to them, which I think may be valid now, but I also feel like it is something which is classically valid for us to introspect. And so out there, right? I mean, the thing about activism, but activism in the true nature of understanding the aspects of things in the way it's been done in this poetry is amazing.
Yes, well, I mean, activism here is
Mm.
clothed in creativity.
Yes.
You know, otherwise it's a speech. But in Naya Hukumnama, it's irony.
Yeah, it's
And to
amazing.
my mind, in Barish, it is satire.
Absolutely.
So it's a commentary, quite right, absolutely. What you're saying, Amrita, is absolutely right. But I won't say it is, well, Naya Hukumnama is definitely political. And it is very clearly, yeah, it is against authoritarianism.
Yeah.
But Barish is, I don't think
Correct.
necessarily political. I think it is social, and yeah.
I felt a hint of, the whole thing about politically looking at hyper-consumerism, which is something the society faces today. I felt like I could read that. Possibly I'm coming from a generation which has seen that.
Yes, very interesting.
Maybe it's from that perspective I'm seeing it, or maybe that's my perspective only. But
This is hope, Amrita, hope.
Yeah.
In the days of inefficiency, Barish ka pani jo hai, where people seed the clouds and, we do nothing, really speaking. We depend on the monsoon every year and we are hopelessly dependent on the monsoon.
So interestingly, I saw the other side, which was basically the fact that you try to can everything, but actually you don't realize the beauty of what you get just with life and nature. Right? So the other side of it, that's where I saw
Wonderful. The more the interpretations, the better. I appreciate. Very nice. I mean, anybody else? Arbans, would you like to?
Siddharth, yes, I want to just clarify something. I'm sorry, my Hindi Urdu was not good enough to understand the punchline of the first poem of the Hawaii. The punchline was very important, and I didn't get that last word. आप जरा आखिरी दो लाइनें रिपीट करेंगे प्लीज?
जरूर
और
हमें बहुत ही and then we can talk about that, because that is a really, really very, very strong line. So he says right in the end that if you are going to stop the waters, that's what he is saying. If I were to very loosely translate it in English, he says हवाएं हकीमों की मुट्ठियों में, the breeze, the wind, the air cannot be captured by the priests in their hands or in the jails in chains. हथकड़ियों में नहीं, कैद खानों में नहीं रुकती, not in the jails. You cannot stop the breeze in the jails. And ये लहरें रोकी जाती हैं if these waves are stopped for any reason. तो दरिया कितना भी हो पुरसुकून, meaning no matter how preoccupied that river may be, बेताब होता है. It becomes agitated. And बेताब. So no matter how preoccupied, the river is now agitated, deeply agitated, because its waters have been stopped. और इस बेताबी का अगला कदम, and this agitation, the next step of this agitation, सैलाब होता है. It overflows its banks into an all-pervading flood, which destroys everything in its way. So that is, if you try and dam the waters of the river, it will flow all over you afterwards. That is the way.
Tehlab, flood.
Tehlab is
lake.
No, huge,
devastating flood.
Devastating flood. A flood.
Flood, but flood is an ordinary way of saying Sailab means an uncontrollable, pouring of the waters.
In
The
this
first-
poem, it means upsurge.
Search.
Also, the word is not, I think, Hakim, but Hakim, the ones who are in charge, the
Hakim.
Hukumwalas. Hakim.
Yeah.
So
Hakim.
it's big meaning Hakim, the people
Hakim.
who are in charge.
हुक्म चलाने
Hmm.
वाले
Hukum chalane wale.
Afsar.
Hakim.
Afsar.
Not Hakim, but
Hakim,
Hakim.
Afsar
Hakim,
bhi bola.
but meaning religious officers, basically. So it has deep meanings.
Mhm.
Amazing.
So
Thank
the
you.
punchline was, if you try to control the winds and the waves, you can't. They will flood you. They will overflow you. And
Yes.
then you'll see what you're trying to do. Okay, it's a lovely poem. It's a lovely poem.
Yeah. Human beings are puny in the force of nature, and that is the allegory that is being used in the political field,
Yes,
as a matter of fact.
yes, yes, yes. Yes, it's against authoritarianism, trying to control opinions, trying to control flowers, colors, cultures, communities, all of that, which is topical in India today and in the world today. It's a nice poem. And apparently, Javed Saab wrote this when? Then, because we know you've given us the author. When did he write this?
5 years ago. In the course of this current
Angie?
regime. About 5 or 6 years ago, in the course of this particular regime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good. It's important to know.
Wonderful.
Sorry, please. Anybody else?
Sometimes I feel that in the micro level, it could also be relatable in one-on-one relationships.
Mm.
Yes, I
And
agree.
It's like, I'm okay, you're not okay.
Mm, mhm.
I
So
mean,
the idea is you can't capture anything
Yeah.
in
even
your
emotions
hands.
you can't,
And,
because when you suppress your emotions, they'll overflow like a tornado one fine day.
Nice word, tornado, that's the word. That's actually, closer to what the flood is. Mm.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Siddharth sir, for such wonderful poems.
Thank you.
Our next poet is Mr. Narayan Rajan, of Indian again, from the batch of 65. Rajan sir will be reciting a self-composed poem titled The Weight. It's all about how our troubled minds torment us in many ways, for which there are many suggested remedies, yet no perfect solution. So over to you, Rajan sir.
Rajan, unmute yourself.
Good. The weight. The weight is sometimes a torment, endangers health or restricts movement. But it's mostly of little moment in life's overall contentment. The heft of thoughts, emotions, worries are rainbows, thunderbolts no one escapes. Buddha under the Bodhi tree defied Mara, tempter, emerging ego-free, preached a new religion free of gods, tuned minds to avoid emotional rapids. Minds steeped in shunyata, nothingness, minds not seeing or hearing, lost in an abyss. Instruments that are overwound cause shrill notes to sound. Buddha, monk, guru, pope, or priest, who can predict a mind burst? A dollop of ayahuasca causes conscious dreaming. Its insidious pleasure postpones awakening. Research shows ayahuasca contains DMT, which induces chaotic brain activity. A broken mind drifts like a balloon, unable to steer in any steady direction. On a bucking bronco astride, helpless, till cured by a physician's magic potions. Of course, as you realize, this is an ode to Harbans, actually.
An ode to Harbans. That's very
My
interesting.
goodness, I'm sorry, I didn't follow all this praise or criticism. You'll have to explain
It's a-
yourself, Raj.
Harbans, it's an ode,
He
so
didn't
it can't
listen.
be criticism.
So
I don't know what it's about.
He didn't listen.
I heard the beginning was about Buddha under the Bodhi tree and all kinds of wise people. And then I lost a little bit the thread of the argument. So you'll have to paraphrase it a bit more for us.
So what I have to do is I have to recite it again at the next
Yeah.
OS circle and let him crack it.
Oh, yes, it needs cracking in writing. If I had it in writing, I would crack it.
Send
But
it
I
to him.
don't. Send it to us on WhatsApp. Yes, send it to us on WhatsApp.
So the ayahuasca part was very interesting, and it's something which I've always wanted to try, but perhaps a little scared to do so.
So there was an experiment at Imperial College London where what they did is that they gave some subjects doses of ayahuasca. And apparently, so their mental, I think his EEG went up quite remarkably, and they could still do this normal things, but their EEG actually went up pretty high. So yeah, I'll try to send it.
Yeah, send it to us and then we'll crack it. And
maybe at the end of the session, we can discuss it. By that time, we will have read over.
Right.
Namrata?
Ji ma'am. Our next poet is Anjum Siddiqui, batch of 87, Dilkri. Anjum is extremely multi-talented and has versatile interests ranging from paintings to acting, and I don't even know what all. So she will recite an untitled poem. The floor is all yours, Anjum.
Thank you, Namrata. Well, these are just 4 couplets that I kind of tried to write haiku की तरह लिखने की कोशिश करी थी मैंने. So सिर्फ कुछ लफ्ज है उसमें जो भी आपको मतलब समझ आए या pick up what you feel. So with your permission, ज़्यादा वजन रियायती कदम, ज़्यादा वजन रियायती कदम, नजर सीमित आंखें बेचैन, रास्ते उलझे पर राहें दुरुस्त, जाना कहाँ गोया पहुंचे किधर, दिल की आवाज एक शोर खामोश, नाजुक संतुलन मन अभंग, रंग के छींटे या दामन मैला, रंग के छींटे या दामन मैला, राज है ये नुक्ताए नजर, राज है ये नुक्ताए नजर. That's it.
Very nice, Anju. और थोड़ा सा इसको explain और करो.
Yes.
The words like I don't understand what nuktai is.
नुक्ताए नजर is the point of view.
Okay.
So रंग के छींटे या दामन मैला. I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very deep.
That's amazing.
राज है ये एक नुक्ताए नजर.
I love it.
Very nice. Lovely.
Beautiful.
दामन मैला ही होगा, रंग के चीटे तो कहीं से आ गए.
तो वो देखने वाले पर
देखने वाले की नजर है ये.
राज है ये. That's the राज.
Very nice.
Very nice, Anjum.
Wonderful.
Beautiful poem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
In fact, if I can say something, this poem, these poems, these lines are also so powerful, so condensed, so full of meaning and wisdom that they need to be read. We need to
Yes.
see them in writing
In
to
right.
enjoy them completely.
Kind
They're
of
too
ponder
powerful,
on-
too condensed.
Okay, this is a thing we could take from Harbans, that let's post our poems on the group, maybe after we've heard them read, so that everybody can go over them again and enjoy, ask questions, and take them ahead. So I think that's a good idea. Just post your poems later on.
My problem is
we
I
can-
write in paper and pen. What do I do about that?
Actually, you
Well,
could.
Later on, just take a photo of it or
I'll
whatever.
just. I'll put it in the chat if that's.
Yeah, that's the thing. Put it in our multi thing group.
I already put mine in on the chat.
But will the chat be there for us later?
no,
I mean, the chat
not-
gets
No.
wiped out.
No,
It will get wiped out.
So,
Anjum,
Anjum, why don't you put it on the group?
Put it
WhatsApp.
on the group. Put it on the group.
Yeah, in the WhatsApp,
Okay.
Yeah, I put it on WhatsApp.
Multilingual
Yeah.
poets WhatsApp.
ठीक है.
Later on,
Right.
do it later on.
Later, no hurry, no
Yeah.
hurry. Because these poems can be tasted, enjoyed for a month after, for the whole
Very good.
month till the next meeting.
Yeah.
One should savor these poems.
Yeah, we can always
They,
discuss them.
I mean,
We can always discuss them on the group.
yes. Discuss them and even enjoy them for ourselves before we discuss
Yeah.
them. They need to be read carefully and enjoyed slowly.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, Anjum, we felt that your poems were very hard-hitting and philosophical and deep, and I'm hungry to understand them completely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Harbans. That's.
Thank you,
wonderful
Anjum, for
coming
that
to you.
beautiful poem. Mr. Pankaj Sapru, our very own OS president, is a Himalayan from the batch of 83. Pankaj sir will be reciting a few selected verses of the famous Hindi poem Madhushala by Harivansh Rai Bachchan. Madhushala is a metaphorical work which is still celebrated for its deeply Vedantic and Sufi incantations and philosophical undertones. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Namrata.
You're welcome, sir.
You've done half the introduction, I'll do the rest. Harivansh Rai Srivastav was born at Babupati, United Province of Agra, on 27th November 1907. He began using his pen name Bachchan, which was his childhood nickname, when writing Hindi poetry. He taught English at Allahabad University from 41 to 1957, and then spent the next 2 years at Cambridge, completing a PhD on W.B. Yeast. He returned to continue teaching at Allahabad University and in 55 moved to Delhi, persuaded by Pandit Nehru to join the External Affairs Ministry as Special Officer Hindi Cell. A rebellious poet with a romantic bent, he joined the Nai Kavita movement, penning landmark poems that remain etched in the reader's heart forever. In 1966, he was nominated to the Rajya Sabha, and in 69 received the Sahitya Akademi Award. In 76, he received the Padam Bhushan for his contribution to Hindi literature. A postage stamp was released in 2003, the year of his demise. He always introduced himself as a body of clay, a mind full of play, a moment's life, that is me. Madhushala which is the literal translation is the tavern, written and first recited in 1933 at Banaras Hindu University, was published in 1935. A book of 135 rubaiys that has seen 68 editions till date. Inspired by Umar Khayyam's Rubaiyat, which Bachchan had earlier translated in Hindi, Madhushala was part of a series, Madhubala 1936, Madhu Kalash 1937. As Namrata said, Madhushala is famed for its deep Vedantic and Sufi undertones. The poet tries to explain the struggles of life with 4 metaphors that appear in almost every verse. Madhu, Madira or Hala, which is wine. Sakhi, which is the server. Pyala, Madirale, Madhushala. Words we are all familiar with, but do not mistake them with their dictionary meaning. तब आप बोतल के लेबल पर रुक जाएंगे और अंदर की शराब से वंचित रह जाएंगे. The tavern does not care for any specific individual. It does not care how much or how little you drink, whether you get your fair share or are denied it. It lives on, gives all, keeps moving, and loves its customers. Drinking wine is the metaphor for engagement with life. Poetry comes to life only when the reader's personality interplays to express the poem itself. In that sense, the reader and the poet share ownership. Bachchan's Madhushala offers ample scope for this experience. On a plain level, Madhushala can be mistaken as a tribute to wine. In fact, most early readers fell into that trap. The controversy was abated when a few poets of the day conceded to the greatness of this masterpiece. Bachchan's poem could be described as a religious epic, as it portrays the glory of living in the moment, exactly what the Upanishad, the Ved, Bhagavad Gita, Buddha, Nanak, and Kabir point to. Bachchan believes that the desire for eternal truth is the path itself. The motive is the object. The challenge, therefore, is to understand the poem in its simplicity, and that, as we all are learning each passing day, is not a simple thing to do. Before we commence, I would like to caution you that numerous analyses of Madhushala are available on the internet. Unfortunately, most scratch the surface, confining to what is written. Only a handful dive deep into the unsaid. However, even after some extensive hunt, I was sometimes left to fend for myself. While some explanations find root in Osho's study of Buddha, Nanak, and Kabir, others are unaided. That is entirely my understanding. We now explore 7 select rubaiys. However, we set the ball rolling with Mirza Ghalib. शराब पीने दे मस्जिद में बैठकर, या वो जगह बता जहां खुदा नहीं. मोहम्मद इकबाल रिस्पॉन्स, मस्जिद खुदा का घर है, पीने की जगह नहीं. काफिर के दिल में जा, वहां खुदा नहीं. अहमद फराज काउंटर्स, काफिर के दिल से आया हूं मैं ये देखकर, खुदा मौजूद है वहां पर उसे पता नहीं. In Madhushala, specifically verse 48, Dr. Bachchan takes it a notch higher. सजे ना मस्जिद और नमाजी, कहता है अल्लाह ताला. सच धज कर पर साखी आता, बन ठन कर पीने वाला. शेख, कहां तुलना हो सकती मस्जिद की मदिराले से. चीर विधवा है मस्जिद तेरी, सदा सुहागिन, Madhushala. So let's begin with verse number 6. And I'll invite Manna De, Padam Shri 1971, Padam Bhushan 2005, to sing the first verse.
Interesting, very interesting, Pankaj.
Can't hear Pankaj.
पंकज क्या हो गया सुनाई नहीं दे रहा
You can't hear?
No,
कौन
not
कैसे
here.
silence?
जाने को घर से चलता है पीने वाला मदिरा में जाने को घर से चलता है पीने वाला किस पथ से जाऊं असमंजस में है वो भोला पाला अलग अलग पथ बतलाते सब अलग अलग पथ बतलाते सब पर मैं ये बतलाता हूँ राह पकड़ तू एक चला चल पा जाएगा मधुशाला पा जाएगा मधुशाला
Thank you, Manna sir. So as promised, we go beyond the literal, obvious meaning. Each one of us has a desire, a craving, an aspiration. We step out into the outside world seeking that. Confusion engulfs us. How do I find what I want? Bachchan says it is not the how, but the what I want that is of essence. It doesn't matter which path you select. What is important is that you walk on whichever path. As long as you are certain of what you seek, you will find it. I love the use of the expression bhola bhala. Deliberate, I think, a sort of a rebellion against the social stigma of alcohol. It is also fascinating how the word wine is used as a metaphor for desire or aspiration. To drive home the point, to establish clarity in what one seeks. मदिरा ले जाने को घर से चलता है पीने वाला. For nothing else. Singleness of purpose. That's all one needs to achieve one's goal. Think bigger. Could Madhushala be a metaphor for moksha? We now move to verse number 14. There are three words used in this verse, which I'll clarify in the beginning. Fennel is frothy. Urka chala is ulcer. Vigat smritiyan is past memories. लाल सुरा की धार लपट सी, कहना इसे देना ज्वाला. लाल सुरा की धार लपट सी, कहना इसे देना ज्वाला, फेनिल मदिरा है मत इसको कह देना उर का छाला। दर्द नशा है इस मदिरा का, दर्द नशा है इस मदिरा का, विगत स्मृतियां साखी हैं। पीड़ा में आनंद जिसे हो, आए मेरी मधुशाला। In this couplet, nasha is the metaphor for doobna in what is. That is the essence of the entire spiritual enterprise. Doobna in what is. Bachchan says that when confronted with pain, one either races forward or traces back, either towards the future or into the past. That leads to suffering. Instead, if one stays in the present, the poet assures us that पीड़ा में भी आनंद हो सकता है. The key to this is to understand and accept that physical and emotional pain is the norm of life and not a suffering. The hindrance is the mental pain. If you believe that life is to be happy, you run away from pain. So if there is no happiness today, you run to either yesterday or to tomorrow. Now, today's pain manifests itself into suffering. Instead, accept the pain. Surrender to it. This is your truth. Do not reject, or rather be in denial of the now. Do not look away from this beautiful, tiny moment of life you are in. Amidst the chaos of time, cherish what you have, the richness of existence. You will then learn to treat pain and pleasure alike. Make peace with the fact that dard is normal. Then you are in that state of nasha that Bachchan talks about. जो आज के नशे में नहीं है, उसे मदिरा ज्वाला या उर का छाला लगेगी. Recognize your fundamental experience of life. फिर तुम्हें दर्द से भी नशा होगा. And you will realize that इस जीवन का रस खुशी नहीं, इस क्षण का नशा है. And Osho explains to us how to get there. ध्यान चेतना का विशुद्ध अवस्था है, जहां कोई विचार नहीं होते, कोई विषय नहीं होता. ध्यान इस बात का बोध है कि मैं मन नहीं हूं. हर बच्चा ध्यान के लिए ही पैदा होता है, लेकिन उसे समाज के रंग ढंग सीखने ही होंगे. उसे विचार करना, तर्क करना, हिसाब किताब सब सीखना होगा. उसे शब्द, भाषा, व्याकरण सीखना होगा, और धीरे धीरे वह अपनी सरलता से दूर हटता जाएगा. उसकी कोरी स्लेट समाज की लिखावट से गंदी होती जाएगी. बस उस निर्दोष सहजता को उपलब्ध करने की जरूरत है. थोड़ी सी खुदाई और हम पाएंगे कि वो धारा अभी भी बह रही है, और उसे पा लेना जीवन का सबसे बड़ा आनंद है. Once we comprehend that, Bachchan invites you. पीड़ा में आनंद जिसे हो, आए मेरी मधुशाला. Verse number 17. धर्म ग्रंथ सब जला चुकी है, जिसके अंतर की ज्वाला. मंदिर मस्जिद गिरजे सबको तोड़ चुका जो मतवाला. पंडित मोमिन पादरियों के फंदों से जो काट चुका, कर सकती है आज उसी का स्वागत मेरी मधुशाला. Here, Madhushala is a metaphor for self-realization, Atmabodh. Bachchan says that self-realization happens to only those who have risen above and are free from the clutches of socio-religious scriptures, tenets, and dogmas. His take on the belief of God is far from the Hindu devotional spirit and closer to the ideals of Sufism. However, it is essential for each one to traverse this journey and traverse it alone, only to realize the futility of it all. Buddha's lifespan explains this beautifully. Siddharth's father, Suddhodhan, shielded him from the outside world and human suffering. Siddharth grew up with every luxury he could desire. It was after 29 years of living a sheltered life that he got a glimpse of the real world, the old, the sick, and the dead. He left his kingdom in search of answers to the suffering. He worked with numerous gurus to train his mind to enter the sphere of nothingness. Eventually, he left them all in search of liberation. For 6 years, he practiced self-denial by eating a single grain of rice. He had tortured his body, fasting for months, and become weak. One morning, he got into the Niranjana river to bathe, but the current was too swift. He started going down with the river. He clung onto a root of a tree. That was a life-defining moment. Hanging to the tree's root in the river, he thought to himself, "What a stupid life have I been living? All this effort has led me nowhere near the truth, but only to weakness. How will this discipline help me cross the ocean of life and reach the further shore?" That transparent moment, the sun was rising, changed his whole being. He had renounced his kingdom, ambition, power, prestige, and now he realized in a subtle way that even the effort to achieve enlightenment was nothing but ambition, a desire. As he struggled to get out of the river, that desire also dropped. He rested under a Bodhi tree. For the first time in his whole life, he was relaxed. There was nowhere to go, nothing to find, no effort to make. Amazingly, the silence that he was seeking started descending on him like rain. He slept for the first time in these 6 years, without tension, without a dream, just silence. When there are no thoughts, no desires, and the mind is quiet, sleep becomes samadhi. Each of us needs to undertake our own journey. Raha pakad tu ek chala chal, until such time that dharam granth sab jala chuki hai jiski antar ki jwala. Verse number 26. I need a sip. एक बरस में एक बार ही जगती होली की ज्वाला, एक बार ही लगती बाजी जलती दीपों की माला। दुनिया वालों किंतु किसी दिन आम अदिराले में देखो, दिन को होली रात दिवाली रोज मनाती मधुशाला. When the future comes, it comes in the form of the present. But because of one's habit to worry about what the future holds, one is likely to miss that moment. One needs to outgrow from this obsession of living either in the past or the present or the future before death knocks on the door and takes away all possibilities. Live as intensely now, because your tomorrow will be derived from the way you have lived your today. Being alive is in itself a miracle. Just sit still, focus on your breathing. You know that you're alive. That itself is something worth celebrating. Live in the here and now. Stop surviving, start living. If your state of mind has transcended the mundane, you do not need to wait for an occasion. Then each day, each moment is a celebration. दिन को होली रात दिवाली रोज मनाती मधुशाला. Just two more left. Verse number 50. मुसलमान और हिंदू हैं दो, एक मगर उनका प्याला, एक मगर उनका मदिराले, एक मगर उनकी हाला। दोनों रहते एक, ना जब तक मस्जिद मंदिर में जाते, बैर बढ़ाते मस्जिद मंदिर, मेल कराती मधुशाला. This is straightforward and needs no explanation. However, there's a fascinating anecdote associated to this verse. It was around 1940. Bachchan, along with Mahadevi Verma and others, was invited to a Kavi Sammelan in Indore. Bachchan writes in his autobiography, Need ka nirman phir. He says, उस सम्मेलन के बहुत से चित्र मन पर हैं. मंच पर महाराजा यशवंतराव होलकर और धन कुबेर हुकमचंद सेठ के बीच अधिक नहीं तो सामान गरिमा से बैठा एक नंगा फकीर. Yes, the fakir was none other than Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, who was the chief. Some people had gone and complained to him, जिस सम्मेलन के आप सभापति हो, उसमें बच्चन नाम का एक कवि मदिरा का गुणगान करने वाला है. Bachchan Babu was summoned. He writes, लोगों को मांगने पर भी गांधी जी से मिलने का समय नहीं मिलता था. यहां तो बुलवाने की खुशी थी और डर भी. अगर कह दें कि मधुशाला ना पढ़ा करो या नष्ट कर दो, तो उनकी आज्ञा को टालना कैसे संभव था. जब सामना हुआ तो गांधी ने कहा, मैंने फला फला बातें सुनी हैं आपके और आपकी कविताओं के बारे. मुझे भी अपनी मधुशाला से कुछ सुनाइए. बच्चन ने चुन के 2 रुबाइयां सुनाई. पहली, राह पकड़ तू एक चलाचल पा जाएगा मधुशाला, और दूसरी, मुसलमान और हिंदू हैं दो, बैर बढ़ाते मस्जिद मंदिर, मेल कराती मधुशाला. गांधी ने जब ये सुनी तो कहा कि इसमें शराब का गुणगान तो कहीं नहीं दिखता. रादर इट प्रमोट्स कम्युनल हार्मनी. बच्चन को हरी झंडी दे दी गई. थैंक यू बापू. वर्स नंबर 76. यम आएगा लेने जब, तब खूब चलूंगा पी हाला. पीड़ा संकट कष्ट नरक के, क्या समझे मतवाला. क्रूर कठोर कुटिल कुविचारी अन्यानी यमराजों के डंडों की जब मार पड़ेगी, आड़ करेगी मधुशाला. There is nothing ugly about death, but man out of his fear has made the word unutterable. The fear arises because it is always somebody else who dies. You always see death from the outside, and death is an experience of the innermost being. It is just like watching love from outside, just the manifestations on the surface. The breathing has stopped, the heart has stopped, the man as he used to talk and walk is no more, just a dead body lying. One is afraid of death for the simple reason that one has not tasted life yet. The man who knows what life is never afraid of death. He welcomes death as a guest. To the man who has not known what life is, death is an enemy. And to the man who knows what life is, death is the ultimate climax of life. Death is the transfer of the soul from one body to another body, or in cases when a man is fully awakened, from one body to the body of the universe. It is a great journey, but you cannot know it from the outside. Those who have known death from inside lose all fear. If you see that you are not separate from existence, that you are one with it, all fear of death disappears because there is nobody to die inside you. In the first place, there is nobody at all. Existence lives through you. If a person can enjoy and celebrate his death, it shows he has lived right. Your death reveals how you have lived. So live life in preparation of that finale and follow Atal Bihari Vajpayee's directive from his poem Apne Hi Man Se Kuch Bolein, where he says, Itna kafi hai. अंतिम दस्तक पर खुद दरवाजा खोलें. Verse number 80. यम आएगा साखी बनकर साथ लिए काली हाला, पी ना होश में फिर आएगा सुरा विदुष ये मतवाला. ये अंतिम बेहोशी, अंतिम साखी, अंतिम प्याला है. पथिक, पथिक इज ट्रैवलर. पथिक प्यार से पीना इसको, फिर ना मिलेगी मधुशाला. ओशो has told us this. जीवन को जीने के दो ढंग हैं. एक ढंग है संघर्ष का, एक ढंग है समर्पण का. संघर्ष का अर्थ है मेरी मर्जी सबकी मर्जी से अलग है. समर्पण का अर्थ है मैं सब का एक अंग हूं. मेरी मर्जी के अलग होने का कोई मतलब नहीं या सवाल नहीं. मैं अगर अलग हूं, संघर्ष स्वाभाविक है. मैं अगर इस विराट के साथ एक हूं, समर्पण स्वाभाविक है. संसारी वही है जो संघर्ष कर रहा है. धार्मिक वही है जिसने संघर्ष छोड़ा और समर्पण किया. So before Yam comes knocking, Kali Hala in hand, do what you need to do with this life. इस जीवन की हाला को अच्छी तरह से पी लो, इसका आनंद उठा लो. Live today like there is no tomorrow. जो है पहले उसकी कदर करो. जो नहीं है उसका सोचकर क्यों परेशान होना. Again, being in the present moment. Start dying each moment to the past. Clean yourself of the past each moment. Die to the known so that you become available to the unknown. With dying and being reborn each moment, you will live life intensely and live death intensely too. Live both so passionately that nothing is left unlived, not even death. If you live life and death totally, you transcend, you come to the one. That one is the real truth. You can call it God, life, truth, samadhi, or whatever you choose. Thank you for your attention and patience.
Pankaj, I never knew that you were quite that deep and went into things quite so thoroughly.
And
So,
such an elaborate
very
explanation.
elaborate and
Well,
okay, gives us a
somebody-
new insight into Madhushala.
Also kind of delving with each layer of it, like on the outside, and then also the different philosophical thought processes. I think it was done really well.
I have a
And
question.
Some of it
Is
was,
it, sorry, am I
no,
cutting?
go on. Sorry.
Pankaj, is it Sati or is it Sakhi?
Sakhi,
Sakhi.
the one who serves you the booze.
Yes, Sati.
Saki.
Calf.
Uh,
Calf. Okay.
Rajiv, good to see you.
Good evening, Justice Bala.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Pankaj, can I say something?
Yes, sir.
I've heard many people reciting Madhushala. I've heard many people reciting couplets from Madhushala, but I think this is the most brilliant one. I think we should keep the tape recording of this and save it. That's all I can say.
Shabash.
Thank you, sir.
Pankaj, Shabash.
Yes.
That's why I wasn't sure whether I'll be able to do it this time, but then
Very
No,
nice.
it is brilliant. Maybe you need to curtail a little bit in the first part.
the
First
introduction.
part was a little heavy.
Heavy is fine. I
You
think
were
it's a little
introducing him.
long.
You can
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I thought there were lots of things which even
There
I
were
didn't
lots
know,
of
so
things. Yeah,
yeah.
Ghalib and then
So-
Iqbal saying, and everybody has their own like
Yeah.
Sawal Jawab
So-
happening on that. I did like that.
And
yeah, but
also-
it's brilliant, and
Very-
everybody can pick up something from it.
Yeah.
And that first verse which you say is sung by Manna Dey, that first verse is actually sung by Bachchan. It's in his voice. The rest of that, thing is by Manna Dey. But the
No,
first,
ma'am. This is Manad.
okay, let's take a bet on it and then we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm that sure. I'm that sure. I've heard this version.
No, I've
since
heard
I was-
Bachchan. No, I've heard Bachchan singing it, but this is Manad.
Anyway, we've got a bet on. We've got a
Yeah,
bet
yeah.
on. We will research it.
One bottle of Old Monk.
Oh God, horrible! A bottle of single malt at least.
Yeah, if you win.
If I win, single
Very apt, Madhushala.
Madhushala. We'll keep it to Madhushala only. Absolutely.
all the philosophy of
Lovely.
life is coming true.
Because you see that when you hear the whole song as such that Manna Dey has made, the first verse is in a different voice altogether. Then you get Manna Dey's deep voice singing the rest of it. But anyway, we've got a bet on.
Yeah, we got a bet on.
We'll solve that mystery.
Can we come and be observers of the bet so we
Of
can
course.
take from
You
the
can,
prizes?
yeah, you can partake in the Madhushala.
Yeah.
That will be our Madhushala.
So,
Sounds brilliant.
I love
Acha
it.
ji, aage badhe.
हाँ जी.
so
So,
Wikipedia says it's Sakhi from Sakshi. So,
No, it's Saki, not Saki. It's Saki.
It's an Urdu word.
Saak serve
S-A-Q-U-I.
karti.
an Urdu word.
S-A-Q-I.
The
Saki.
bartender.
The bartender.
उसका लगता है. Saki.
Sakshi. Sakshi is now Sakhi.
Sakshi. It is Saki. And
It's
Saki, I don't think is necessarily a bartender.
It is not Sakshi.
be a
it's not
woman.
Sakshi. I mean,
It's
Sakshi.
Saki is witness.
a friend.
look up Wikipedia page. Here I got Wikipedia.
So
Here. See,
Wikipedia, you and I
No,
write.
no, that is Sakhi. Sakhi is a friend.
Saki is friend.
he's friend.
Saki is a bartender.
He's
Or
This
a
one is
woman who serves
Saki-
wine.
Yeah, not bartender.
Bartender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, in modern words, bartender.
yeah.
Bartendress.
The one who
As
You know,
long as it is tender.
As long as it's a bar, stupid. As long as it's a bar.
bar. Yeah, that's
The
right.
bar is established. We
Bartender.
have established the bar.
It doesn't matter whether it's a bartender
Yeah.
or a bartender.
Madina hona chahiye. Madina honi chahiye. We are not bothered about anything.
Correct.
We can
On
tend
that
it
happy
ourselves.
On
We
that
can do
happy
the
note,
tending.
cheers. I'm at the bottom end.
Oh.
Acha ji, aage badho, aage badho.
Now, our last poet for the day is Amrita Verma from Himalaya House, batch of 97. Amrita's infectious laughter can instantly cheer up anyone. She is an artist, curator, and artist advisor. Her fascination by creative expression breaks our minds' boxes. Hence, her poems are a reflection of her belief to bring about a change in the world with her creativity. Amrita will be reciting 2 poems, Achambha and That Film, in Hindi and English respectively. Amrita, take it away.
Thank you. Thanks, Namrata. So
Right.
basically, what happened was this work, which is behind me, was made about 2 months back. It started off about 4 months back, and the conception of it, the philosophy and ideation of it was about 6 months back. So while I was making this work, there was a lot which was also personally happening in my life, and also when I was looking at it from the world point of view. And the work itself is called Union of Two Worlds. I will just try and share the work, and different aspects of this are being talked of in these two poems. I hope you sense and feel those things, and just go with the words. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of open this out for you. Can you see it clearly, or should I? There you go. Yeah. So basically, the whole idea was on the left-hand side of this visual, you see this kind of motif. It's a 3,000-year-old motif, which I took off the temples from a very ancient temple in Nepal. And it's Indra and her in the consort. Okay. So there's that. But the whole thing about Union of Two Worlds is not just lust, desire, and everything else. It's also about how any two thought processes, when they are divergent and they fuse together, what happens with it. It started with that thought process, and then it went into different layers. The first poem which I'm reciting is called Achamba, and I'm just going to go with it. I hope you get the feeling of what I'm trying to say. कदम थम रहे हैं, सांसें हल्की हो रही हैं. कदम थम रहे हैं, सांसें हल्की हो रही हैं. मानो दौड़ के आए हम, तुम्हारी ही छाया तस्वीर में उतार रहे हैं. तुम चौखट पर खड़े हो, हमें इल्म ही नहीं है. हमारे जहन की रोशनी को सुलगाते, हमारे ख्यालों की आंधी में अकेले, तुम्हारे कदम हमें अकेला छोड़ रहे हैं. हम हैं भी नहीं भी. ऐसी क्या रुसवाई की, हमें ही हमसे जोड़ के आप हमें ही तोड़ रहे हैं. I'll repeat this, the second paragraph. हम हैं भी नहीं भी. ऐसी क्या रुसवाई की, हमें ही हमसे जोड़ के आप हमें ही तोड़ रहे हैं. That's Achamba. The second one is called The Film, That Film, and it's another aspect of the same space. A film, a glistening veil, clouds the heavy, pregnant, cold air. My thoughts scatter, I collect them urgently. They escape and join you, while I, from a safe and insanity-driven distance, just stand and stare. Looking beyond, stripped of all recognition, timeless and bare. I'll repeat this. A film, a glistening veil, clouds the heavy, pregnant, cold air. My thoughts scatter, I collect them urgently. They escape and join you, while I, from a safe and insanity-driven distance, just stand and stare, looking beyond, stripped of all recognition, timeless and bare.
Amrita, that was very good. That was very good. And I love the insanity part of it. That was very nice.
And actually, you can relate to it, when you see the painting.
Yeah.
Very relatable.
So it's basically the whole thought process is there are two different systems of thought, or two atoms, or two people, right? When they come together, whatever the form of that union is, ideas, processes, whatever, there is always a separate identity between people, and there is a conjunction, and there is always this, that contradiction of behavior which happens. And those things I wanted to also pick on. Also, in some places, there was also something which was personally in my personal life. I could see certain things, and I tried to feed that within the artwork and the poetry.
Amrita, can you read that Achamba again?
Okay, sir. Achamba. कदम थम रहे हैं, सांसें हल्की हो रही हैं. मानो दौड़ के आए हम, तुम्हारी ही छाया तस्वीर में उतार रहे हैं. I'll do it again. कदम थम रहे हैं, सांसें हल्की हो रही हैं, मानो दौड़ के आए हम तुम्हारी ही छाया तस्वीर में उतार रहे हैं। तुम चौखट पर खड़े हो, हमें इल्म ही नहीं, हमारे जहन की रोशनी को सुलगाते, हमारे ख्यालों की आंधी में अकेले तुम्हारे कदम हमें अकेला छोड़ रहे हैं। हम हैं भी नहीं भी, ऐसी क्या रुसवाई की, हमें ही हमसे जोड़ के आप हमें ही तोड़ रहे हैं।
Very nice.
Any comments, any suggestions, any?
Suggestions are to add on a few more lines. I mean, I can feel what you're trying to say, but I'd like a little more in it.
Okay, so I will try and add more into this and try to think of it more and then present it separately, and I'll probably send the PDF to you guys so that you can.
Yeah, send it so that we can all, we can all talk about it.
Yeah. So yeah.
But if you want my opinion, Amrita,
Yes, sir.
don't change it. Because if you're going to try and put some more words into it, you are
Yeah.
then being artificial.
Yeah.
You wrote what you wanted to write.
Yes, sir.
का निचोड़ उसमें है.
And you'll clutter it.
Okay.
वो भी है
Okay,
उसके अलावा.
go with that advice.
और
Okay.
पढ़ने के एक तरीका, मतलब अगर आप थोड़ा और समय लेंगे पढ़ने में या रिपीट करेंगे तो ये बात जो है लंबी और हो ही जाएगी वैसे भी.
Yeah.
तो आई थिंक माय सेंस वुड बी जो एक बार जो स्पॉन्टेनियसली जो आया है, जो आपको लगा कंप्लीट, उसको अब आप बदलेंगे तो यू आर लुकिंग फॉर public adulation rather than your own personal, appreciation of it.
Yes, sir.
So
Well
why
done.
don't you teach us how to recite our
Very, very good. Really enjoyed it.
But I would suggest one thing, if I may.
Yes, sir.
The title doesn't do justice to the.
You know, I was thinking about it, but I just couldn't. This is something between imagination, excitement, reality. It's moving between those zones, and I couldn't find the exact word for it.
No, it is good in the sense you say achamba. You're confused.
Yeah.
अंत में
Right.
आप कहते हैं ना
हाँ.
कि आपने ही हमें कुछ राह दिखाई और उसी को आप तोड़ रहे हैं. सो हम क्या लाइन आपकी थी कि हम ही नहीं वो
ऐसी क्या रुसवाई की, हमें ही हमसे जोड़ के आप हमें ही तोड़ रहे हैं.
Very nice. Lovely.
तो फिर आप यू हैव नो आंसर फॉर इट रियली, तभी आप अचंबा है. ठीक है. वेल डन.
हम राही बनो.
हम राही तो रहे ही नहीं ना.
हाँ, तभी कह रहे हैं बनो.
Yeah.
I wanted to request Siddharth sir to teach us how to recite our poems. A couple of us
Yes.
know how to do it very well. Especially me. I think I raced through my poems.
So you have already analyzed how you read, and you should rehearse it, I guess. There is no secret to reading a poem, but certainly I have two things to say. That normally you do not have time to explain the poem. Then you're in a class, and जैसे कि you get the commentary on it, and then you understand it much better. But if आप महफिल में हैं, तो आपको ये अपॉर्चुनिटी नॉर्मली मिलती नहीं.
जी.
तो जो कुछ भी है वो आपके पोएम के अंदर कैद है, और उसको पेश करने के लिए यू हैव टू एक्चुअली रिहर्स enunciation, you have to rehearse throw. So those are speech guidelines which I am not really qualified. अब ये कुदरत की बात है, but मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि you have to feel it. आप जो बोल रही हैं वो आपके दिल से आना चाहिए, और आप जिसको बोल रही हैं वो आपकी कोई एक तस्वीर आपके सामने है जिससे आप ये डिसाइड कर रही हैं, जिसको आप सुना रही हैं. उसको आप कॉन्क्रिटाइज करेंगे तो हो सकता है कि फिर देन यू विल find that your poem is read better. If you say you race through it, then you already know that you shouldn't race through it. अब मजा लीजिए ना, एक एक लफ्ज का मजा लीजिए, एक एक फीलिंग की मजा लीजिए, and become an actor. Actually, you have to enact the feeling. You have to feel the entire thing. तब जाके जो है चीज होगी, otherwise it's an abstract. उसमें फीलिंग नहीं है. अब देखिए, पंकज ने भी जो भी कहा है वो बहुत उसने दिल से कहा है.
जी.
Why have we also been impressed and, shall we say, it lingers in your mind is that he has not only just done the work, he has felt it, he has lived it. And when he expresses it to you, he means it. So you must mean it too. That's all I can say. But
Thank
we
you
can
so
do
much.
that offline sometime.
Perfect. Thank you.
If I may add, when you read the poem, sometimes we forget that the one who's listening is trying to figure out while you're speaking. So you have to go word by word, not sentence by sentence.
Ji. Okay.
Otherwise, somewhere when someone loses the thought in the speed, then he loses the whatever you say after that. He or she.
नम्रता ने एक पंजाबी में पोएम लिखी है. नम्रता,
जी मैम.
आपने जो पंजाबी में पोएम, if everybody gives you their permission, do read it. I mean, I know we've gone a little over time.
I haven't practiced it but
Come on, Namrata, come on.
I'll still try it because my
Try.
Punjabi pronunciation is not good. I could make a lot of mistakes, but anyways, here it is.
Forget your pronunciation. Get the feeling right.
Please, sir. It's an untitled Punjabi poem. And here I go. इंसानियत दा गला घुटदा मैं वेख्या, दया भाव मिटदा मैं वेख्या, मतलब दे रिश्ते बंदे मैं वेखे, हजारों दिल टुटदे मैं वेखे, दिलां विच दूरियां फिर भी साथ रहन दी मजबूरियां, जायदादां लई झगड़े भाई भाई दे रिश्ते ने बिगड़े, क्यों है ए वैर ते क्यों है हर कोई गैर, जे मैं सोचा ते मैथों कोई भी ना नहीं है वखरा. Sorry, I'll repeat again. जे मैं सोचा ता मैथों कोई नहीं है वखरा, ता किस गल दा ए सारा झगड़ा, रब दे बनाए बंदे सारे ओही तो सानू हर मुसीबत तो उबारे. Thank you.
Okay.
Good, put it in that. Good.
Good. Well done. Well done. I don't think there's anything wrong with how you said it.
Thank you, sir.
Title.
I'm very bad at giving titles to my poems.
Dil di majburiyan.
Majboori. Majboori.
Okay, guys, I have something to say.
Yes, sir.
Since this last poem has been in Punjabi, yesterday a giant of Punjabi poetry, Dr. Pritam Singh Pattar, passed away. And actually, I had got one poem of his to say, but somehow I misplaced it to recite. I thought I might. But next time, I think let's have an opening with his poems, one or two of his poems. Truly a giant of Punjabi poetry. So if you can just go to YouTube, you'll find one or two snatches of some poems of his.
Otherwise, post a poem of his on Multilingual.
I'll do that. I thought I must first break this. It happened yesterday. And with a small request, also, please do, all those who haven't seen the movie Chamkila, please do watch it.
Yeah, it was very good. It truly was very good.
Please watch it. And somebody did recite a poem about freedom of expression in a way. I think Siddharth's poem was something to do with that partly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the life of Chamkila and his poems, his songs, actually portray all that. They were lewd, they were double meaning, they were everything that is done today to be acceptable. But unfortunately, he lost his life to whether it's not even sure whether it was the other singers who got him killed or whether it was the terrorists who killed him for lewd lyrics. But then that's what freedom is. And I think please watch it. Do watch it. It's one of the rare times that you have Punjabi movies coming like this.
And if we are on the Rajiv, you're on the subject on the Punjabi poem, I must mention that this is a poem I had heard and earlier, very, very Bahut Bhavit, which even Vinay sent to me some time back. It's about Gujranwala. That's Sadarji who's reciting. Who's the gentleman, Vinay?
Nee, I've forgotten the name of the gentleman, but Gujranwala, yeah, Gujranwala chhad aaya. That was a very good one.
He's leaving Gujranwala. He says he turns and he leaves Gujranwala and he leaves his life behind in Gujranwala. It's an extremely sensitive and moving poem.
Very beautiful.
And it's in Punjabi. Koi bole to bada acha hai.
Can I just say he's a friend of mine, and he's the dean academics in Guru Nanak Dev University.
Oh,
please invite him sometime.
Please invite him. Can he come and recite this? It would be
I'll ask him once.
Please tell him I'm from Gujranwala. I'd love it.
There you are.
My dad was from Gujranwala.
I've already sent that message to him after I heard that poem. I've already sent it, and I did put it up on this group also. I don't know how many got to, but please do. I'll put it up again. It is brilliant.
Beautiful poem.
Brilliant.
Beautiful poem. Yes.
Heartfelt.
It's in Gurmukhi, sir.
Yeah, it's in Punjabi.
No, but
not written in Gurmukhi.
No, it's recited.
Acha, okay.
It's during one of his this mehfils that they're doing.
I didn't go beyond Adauda.
I don't even know that.
Don't worry, it'll go beyond your heart.
It's beautiful.
The way it's written, it's not the normal way they try to engineer a sense of pathos or something of that sort.
Emotion.
It comes very naturally.
And very deep and extremely sensitive. It would be worth having.
Actually, he belongs to the left of center poets of Punjab who are a dying breed now.
Literally.
So, more power to them. Punjab had a very serious communist movement also at one time, if you remember.
Yes.
So, a lot of Punjabi literature owes its origins to the socialist era, not only in India, but also to Russia.
Oh, really?
Yes, deep connections.
That's where the trouble started.
No. The trouble started when they began using religion and mixing it with a deep portion of hatred. That's when it started.
I was just joking.
I hope that's a very serious topic, Pankaj.
Because all creativity has historical, political senses to it.
I absolutely agree.
Want to say something to
Madam Chairman, may I say something?
Yes.
I'd like to repeat what we said at the beginning, that all these poems should be in the channel, in the WhatsApp channel, in writing, so that we can mull over them, enjoy them, and when they were in Hindi or in Urdu, some other reference, a YouTube reference, or whatever you can give us to go back to all this material. Otherwise, it's ephemeral and it's happened and it's gone. But I would like to go back to many of these poems and enjoy them slowly again. So I think it's a good idea that everybody should try.
Thank you everyone for your brilliant poems and your time. Good night.
Thank you.
Namrata,
Okay.
you did a very
Good
good
night.
job.
Thank you,
Very
ma'am.
good job indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
have to leave you now. Thank you very much.